Yo, it's good. So we're here with Luke. I always better pronounce your last name. We can give that a go. But yeah, just running through pretty much an interview podcast kind of thing, case study, whatever you want to call it. Just diving through kind of where Luke was, kind of his experience through high ticket sales over the past year or so, 10 months, whatever it may be. Yeah, we can dive more into that. But yeah, Luke, if you wanted to start us off, kind of give a little intro on where you're at, or kind
Yeah.
of
So my name is Luke. I'm 23 years old. I've been in high ticket sales for I think what was it? Approaching 10 months now. Been there for quite a while. I've done about $500,000 in contracted cash collected throughout all offers that I've been on. Been on multiple mentorships, but yeah, started out with Oscar and Corbin, so that's where everything kind of started out for me.
Fire. Insane, man. Before like high ticket sales, obviously, like you weren't really new to the game, right? Like you were pretty like not seasoned, but you knew what you were doing in the whole business world. You grew up with like a business
Yeah.
father and stuff like that. So, what was the kind of situation before, I guess getting into high ticket sales?
Yeah, so like I wasn't in a horrible situation. I was running up an e-commerce brand. I managed properties as well. So, I mean, I wasn't in a horrible situation, but you know, I still felt so capped in terms of income, especially with an e-commerce brand. It can work out nicely, but the majority of those profits are being reinvested. If you're not reinvesting the majority of the profits, the brand is not going to last. It's the real benefits of that comes in the liquidity. So I just wanted something that would give me a lot more cash flow.
Yeah.
And then obviously being from South Africa specifically, even if you're making, I'll put in the dollar amount, like 6,000, 5,000 NZD is the top 3% income in this country. So like by literally just having additional income,
Yeah.
I was going to throw that into properties and whatnot.
Exactly. I guess so you're kind of using this as like a cash flow kind of cow to stack up as much money as possible to then put it into other business ventures to kind of grow your net worth, I guess you could say. Pretty smart. Pretty smart. Better than just laughing it all away. But before kind of getting into high ticket sales, I guess what was your knowledge in the industry? Did you know anything about high ticket sales? Did you kind of, have a background with selling? Did you not have a background with selling? Like what was kind of the background sales wise?
Sales wise, I sold cookies in a supermarket once when I was like 14. So I had that. And then also I was doing e-commerce products, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So Devon and Oscar and I, we have a common friend named Devon. Well, Coleman knows him now as well. And he actually got into it. And I was watching him grow. I think he hit his first 10K month, and then I joined.
Yeah.
Which is like 17K NZ.
Yeah. Fire. So not much kind of sales experience. I guess you would have had a little bit of B2B, like a little bit of B2B, I guess. Because did you go into the shop selling your product or not really?
I did, yeah, but that's not like, it's also just hi, you want to buy this? No, okay, bye.
Yeah,
it was nothing like it was either a lay down or it's not happening,
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it sounds like you were doing a few things like property, e-com. I'm sure you've tried other things. So what other things did you try before high ticket sales that didn't really work out?
Yeah, I tried a lot of things. So drop shipping, e-commerce, or like they're kind of similar, clothing brand, trading.
Holy.
I know there's another one that I'm missing, but I tried a couple things. SMMA, we pirated Imonikadzis program. So we tried that. Yeah, we tried a lot of things. Clipping. Yeah.
Holy, you tried like everything under the sun. I think most people are the same. Like I know I was definitely similar. Corbin was pretty similar as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess explain to the people like when you were taking closing calls and you were crushing it in like the whole remote sales space, what did the day-to-day look like with the whole workload side of things? Because obviously like lots of people think of this as like a get rich quick scheme, or you can make a lot of money very quickly, which you can, but give them some insight on like work life, how much work you had to do, the amount of days you had to work, etc., just to give them a bit of a reference point.
100%. So on that thing, just like get rich But like I would say this model, specifically high ticket sales, it's like objective. I would say it's the fastest way to make money, but you're still working for money at the end of the day. Like the money it's not a business. It's the first thing I want to mention. But yeah, in terms of my hours, obviously being in South Africa, New Zealand being 11 hours ahead, Oscar placed me onto a New Zealand-based offer. So I wake up at, say, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then redo that.
No, keep going. It's fine.
I wake up at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I would close the 5 to 9 of BTC. So let's say, yeah. So from there until about lunchtime. So I'd have my calendar open for about 5-6 hours. And then after that, I do like a call review. And then I was pretty much done for the day. So obviously, I've had times where I've made more money, but then obviously I take some more time.
Exactly. And I think that's something a lot of people need to realize coming into the space. It's like you're not actually starting a business. You don't need to have a business or a corporation. Of course, it's going to be helpful, but like you don't have all the headaches or struggles of running an actual business, because at the end of the day, you're just a really, really highly paid contractor, right? That gets, a crazy amount of pay compared to the amount of work they were doing. Because I remember at one point, like you were hopping on calls and you were averaging like, what was your close rate? Like 60% or something? It was pretty diabolical. Like it was like 60%.
Yeah, it was, I think my peak was like 65%.
Yeah, like 65% close rate. So literally 6.5 out of 10 people that you're hopping on call with were closing for packages ranging anywhere from like, 2K NZD to 10K NZD type of thing. So 10% comms on that, making a pretty penny, to be fair. But yeah, obviously, like you've had really, really good success, and not everyone has success. Like I've seen people fail, I've seen people succeed. What do you reckon allowed you to have the success that you've had compared to others where they've failed over and over and over again?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And actually, I know exactly what I say. There's two things. First things first, this was the first time that I ever actually decided to get a form of mentorship. It was the first time. And I do think that I could have been successful with other things as well if I had mentorship, but it was the first time. Like I actually decided to invest in my skill set and learn it. And like you're not just learning a skill set, but you're also getting connections through the handshake. Like, you pay more money, connections, you place me onto offers, you still, to this day, bring me opportunities. I'd say that's like the main thing. And then also just saying like, listen, I'm going to go into this. I'm going to give my absolute all, balls to the walls, for the next year. And if it absolutely does not work, I don't make a single cent, then I'll go into something else. But I'm not going to like hop from business model to business model whenever like I get demotivated.
Yeah, of course.
Because it was demotivating.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Kind of explain your first like 3 months, because speaking about demotivating, I mean your first, or maybe not 3 months, your first 1 to 2 months in high ticket sales. Kind of explain what was going on, what was happening, and how we make it seem like it was a very easy ride to the top, but I know otherwise, otherwise. So just explain to the people kind of like what happened those first couple months, like what you found.
So I started off appointment setting, and I hopped onto an offer for a guy in the United States, for a trading offer. This dude named Fabrizio, and oh my goodness, man! I mean, the ICP was what? It was like 18-year-olds.
Yeah,
and. Bro, they get cold called like 5 times per day. People were swearing at me. They fought on the phone and they hang up. Like they hated me, right? Like it was horrible, bro. Like I literally spoke to almost like 500 people, not like $500, like 500 conversations, and no one made a single cent. Like between me and the other setters, and I tried to say like, no, it's my fault. Like I can always improve, but like. It turns out it was actually the offer which was cooked.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like I think it was like one laydown.
Yeah. Of course.
And then after that, Oscar, you gave me an opportunity, maybe because you saw I was hardworking, whatever it may be. We went to New Zealand offer, and that was pretty solid. So basically, I mean, I stopped appointment setting. I think I started closing within my first month.
Mhm.
Trying to figure out what the amount is, but
I think it was pretty good. It was like 4K USD, I think. I think I
yeah,
remember.
my first month was 6K.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Even more. 6K USD, which is what is that called?
6K
Like
USD.
10K? 10K
Yeah.
or something, which is pretty crazy. So like literally
10K
being
NZD,
started
yeah.
at on the phone to 10K a month in like 1.5 months, which is pretty crazy. And honestly,
is pretty crazy.
that isn't everyone's story. But again, you said the importance of placement, the importance of getting on a good offer, the importance of just being exposed to the right people is definitely a big thing in the game. But again, like a big thing that Luke didn't talk about is that yes, like we mentored him, we helped him, we got him to where he wants to be, and we got him to where he is today to a degree. But he wouldn't have got there without himself. Like this mentorship, all this type of shit, no matter what people say, it's like you're only as good as you. So I think everyone should know that. Like, yes, mentorship's going to speed up the process. Yes, it's going to help, but the defining factor is obviously going to be you. Like, if you don't put the work in, you're not going to make the money. Like with anything in life, to be honest.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember. I think I took my first day off after like 3 months.
Mm.
I still don't really take days off just because love the game. But I remember we had Daniel Quake, or we had Daniel, and he was technically a better closer than me. Like he would have a higher AOV, but I would beat him because I just took every single day, every single opportunity I could, and he just like DQ people and take like Sundays off. So I mean, I'm not saying you have to take days off, but I mean, like the more you put in, the more you get out at the end of the day. And I also think like a massive thing is not externalizing the responsibility. And you've had to hold me accountable to that like a couple times. Like not externalizing responsibility and knowing that it's you and it's only you who's responsible for the results is super important. But yeah, in terms of like the connections, I'd say the most important thing is connections. Like you could be a crazy salesman on a horrible offer and you're going to make no money. Well, you probably make some money if you're really good, but you could be a poor salesman on a great offer, you're going to make bank.
Exactly.
So the most important thing that I would say has been the connections. It's been the most important thing. Like I've people who started a appointment setting right after me, some people who are appointment setting at the same time, and I'm speaking to them like, I don't know if you remember from Fabricius thing, like he's still appointment setting, bro.
It's crazy.
Making like 2 to 3K USD.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's not solid, right? And like both of them, him and another guy, they all refuse to actually get that guidance and that connection. So
Exactly. Again, like guidance, connections, consistency is like a huge thing. So going into consistency, what allowed you to stay consistent? Whereas, people like Adam, I'm not going to say he didn't stay consistent, but you stay consistent with the right actions, with call reviews, with actually taking calls, with continuously improving on your skill set. You've not just invested into us, you've invested, bro, how much have you invested? Like 20K into different mentors? Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so what allowed you to stay consistent in not only your work, but leveling up your skill set, even when things were hard, maybe on the Fabricio's offer in those first couple of weeks inside of high ticket sales? Like what allowed you to stay consistent where other people, not going to name names, but other people would have dropped off?
Bro, I love to say it. It's gonna sound like a soft glaze. I love to give like some secret sauce, but really, man, just I don't want to say like built different, but like, bro, like it's not that hard, man. Like I think a lot of people, it is difficult, but it's really not like crazy difficult. I think you just said like you set a structure, you just do what you say you're gonna do. Like, I think if you can't do that, man, then like you deserve to be in your current situation.
I totally
If you're not going to do what you say you're going to do, I think it's as simple as that. Like you can have structure, like, oh, this is my calendar, we're going to do our dials and this, but like Yeah. What I would say, two big things is firstly having congruency in myself. So the reason why I've been able to scale up is because just doing what I say I'm gonna do. But like the more you say like, okay, I'm gonna go to gym, I'm gonna wake up at this time, I'm gonna do this and this, you're building like little like blocks of discipline.
Yeah.
And that all adds up. So
Of course.
if you've been like disciplined the whole day and then it comes time for you to actually do your work, well, it's gonna be super easy for you to be disciplined. But if you're watching like eating junk food and watching stuff you shouldn't be doing, stuff you shouldn't be doing, it's gonna show up as well, right? Because it's gonna make you lazy. So I think just having structure. But in terms of investing in mentorships, man, like I know obviously someone who's sold mentorships before. It's I think it's just a very scarce mindset that a lot of people have. You really just need to realize, like, well, yeah, we've in this part of the world we've got a place called Camp Spain, but you guys will have what is it? It's Mount. Oh, I do not want to say that word wrong. That one, yeah. Like you were telling me that there's like some apartments there that just go for like 15 mil.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, there's like tons of supercars there as well.
Yeah.
So like if you go there, right? If you go there, you look at those houses, bro. Does that not like break your brain and make you realize like you gotta like open up your horizons, and that like my 2, 3, 5, 10, 100K actually means nothing.
Yeah.
Because you will never be able to, like, it doesn't matter how much you have, like you will never be able to drop like $15 million on an apartment.
It's crazy.
Which I'll tell you this, there's a good chance a lot of them don't even stay there. Like the big mansions that are there for like 50 million NZ.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, that's 50 million NZ.
Like millions of dollars, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for the big properties, man. Like people don't even stay there. So it's like, how could you ever get that level of success if you're going to be so stuck holding on to $2, $3, $5, $10,000? Like
exactly. And I think like everything you said is really, really important. I remember having this discussion with you when we were in Thailand at the start of this year, and it was like, the big thing is your why was chasing after that. Like you wanted to obviously provide, but you wanted to live a crazy, crazy lifestyle, which we kind of came to the conclusion to, which has probably been a big motivator for you. So I think a big thing for people watching this, maybe who don't, need the $15 million house, $15 million penthouse, multi-million-dollar supercars, is like finding your why is a big thing. It's been a big thing for myself, Corbin. I'm sure it's been a big thing for you as well, especially after that trip in January. You really have changed your trajectory a lot, which is great to see. So again, for you, how important was building that why up? And, I hate to talk about the mindset stuff, but again, like building that kind of why up, like, why am I doing this type of thing?
Oh, yeah. I would say, like, sorry, just not to get too sidetracked, when you look at all these things on Instagram and whatnot, you see a lot of people talk about mindset. You're like, that sounds important. It's like, it's everything. It's everything. Like every single limitation you could possibly have is all up here.
Yeah.
I guess you can have like physical ones, but it's, but I would say my why has definitely changed a little bit. But like, even if, like, yes, I like fancy cars, but for me personally, I like being able to help people and also wanting to be able to provide. But the thing is that whether you want to be super rich, whether you want to be able to provide for your family, or, build up like schools for other people, or do this, or do this, or do this, or literally be in a caravan at a beach doing nothing all day for like the rest of your life, you need to take strong actions to ensure that you could do that one day.
Yeah.
So like because at the end of the day, like for a lot of people, you will not be able to achieve that stuff if you just go down an average route. And that's why most people can't have any of those things that I mentioned unless they're like really, really strict and disciplined with like saving and stuff like that. So I'd say, like, in terms of why, something that I did on the plane to Thailand is I asked myself, why do I want to make money? And I literally sat there for 2 hours. Why do I want to make money? Nice car. Okay, why? Okay, it goes down like validation and stuff like that. Okay, why do I want to be able to provide? And you go down there and you go down there. And like, I literally spent, I can try to pull out the document, but like spent like 2 hours just writing.
Crazy.
And the thing is, like, you're probably gonna find some things which you don't like, but like you'd be better off utilizing that than just
Yeah.
kind of like having it as like a subtle thing which you kind of know in the back. If that makes sense.
Yeah, using it as fuel rather than just like having it there and being, aware of it but not taking action on it. Because again, everything can fuel you to get closer to that why, get closer to that end goal. Now going back and turning back to kind of the whole sales journey, obviously you struggled, then you really not struggle, but you were in the trenches, right? You really were in the trenches. Even me as a sales manager on that offer, I was like, God damn, bro, like Luke is grinding. He is really putting in the work and getting no results. Like, I don't even think you made a commission. Did you make a commission?
No, I made nothing on that offer, bro.
Like, you didn't even make a commission, which is just crazy to me. And honestly, like, that's pretty common for most people coming into the space. You struggle, you have your big breakthrough and things kind of take off. But for you, when did you kind of see that moment where you were like, shit, this actually works? Because, with your dad being business minded, seeing you put in all this work, I'm sure he had second thoughts and he was probably questioning you, maybe even, mocking you to a degree of, things not working out, et cetera, et cetera. So when did you realize it was actually going to work? And when did your, family realize, holy shit, this is actually something real and he's building something, huge?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. My dad did laugh at me a lot about it for like a whole month straight. But I think for me, the big breakthrough was when I had my first closing call, and you kind of I did kind of get thrown in the deep end, but that's exactly where I wanted to be. I wanted that opportunity. And I think I closed my first 2 deals.
Damn. Back to back.
Back to back, and I think it wasn't huge. It was like what was the ticket price? I think it was like $300 comps.
Yeah, it would have been something like that.
So like, what is that, like 500 NZD?
Yeah, probably 500, 550 something. Yeah,
about like 5. Yeah, for like 3 hours of work, which is pretty crazy. And when I hit that, I was like, this is just insane.
Yeah,
like that is crazy. And then I'd keep on doing it. Like I would wake up, I'd run up these deals. And I would see like, okay, we made this much today, we made this much today. And like, I would literally on multiple days make more than what like a minimum pay salary is in this country on like days, in like one day, which isn't huge. Like this country is very poor, but I think when that first paycheck hit me, it was pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
I was like, what the hell? Yeah.
Can you even describe what it felt like when you hit that first paycheck and like, I guess you can say, did the realization for you come when you closed your first deal, or was it when the money actually hit your account? Because I hear a bunch of different stories. Some people get this huge dopamine spike when they get that first sale, when they see the payment notification come through. Some people get it when it actually lands in their bank account, comms wise. So I guess where was the moment for you, like specifically? And then also, can you even explain like the whole feeling behind that dopamine rush, I guess you can say?
Bro, it feels like, so I don't really get that big of a dopamine rush when the payments come through because I already knew it was coming through.
Yeah.
But when I would make those deals, it's kind of like, you have these aspirations, you have this dream life in your mind, whether it be financial freedom, whether it be this or this and this, and that. You can, nothing's working. You try this, you try this, you try this, you try this. And like the gears aren't grinding, if you know what I mean. Like nothing's working towards that goal. And then you start making this amount of money, like even like a 10K NZD month, like that's double what an average person makes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Like how good is 10K NZD today?
Yeah.
Like in my country, it's a top 1% income. It just felt like it all started working. Like in my head, I was like, it's starting to work, man. Like I was so happy because especially after trying for like literally like 3 years and making minimal amounts, maybe like $3,000 to $3,000 net. On something like it wasn't enough, right? But like for that to hit, bro, I was just so happy that everything started like working out, and I could like see the future coming to life, and just gotten stronger and stronger. Yeah,
exactly. So like all the work you were doing started to compound and actually snowball, and you truly saw that compound. probably for the first time ever, right? Because obviously I'd known you slightly before we got into the mentorship and everything, and it was kind of like all this work was slowly going up, but it seemed like for you it kind of just snowballed. Like even your past failures and other business models just compounded and compounded for you to literally like spring like a rubber band into the high ticket sales space and genuinely crush it. So again, how long ago do you think you made that first sale on that closing call?
I actually had the date. I think it was the 20th of August.
So like the 20th of August, 2025, you made that first sale. And then month to date, or what has like been your biggest month in the whole space?
Biggest month, 22K NZD.
Yeah. So what? August was what, like 9 months ago, 10 months ago, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you fucking have done 20K NZD.
Crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
All within a year, which is like crazy. Like I wouldn't expect the average Joe to do that. Like Luke's not the average Joe. I want you guys to be real here. But like, how long are you in uni for? Like 3 years, 4 years or something? Like, and you can make like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm still in uni, bro. I graduate this year.
I was still in uni and he was able to do all of this. Like your kind of situation is a little bit different in South Africa with uni and kind of how you can outsource things, but we won't get into that. But while doing uni, in under 12 months, you've literally gone from 0 to over 20K NZD. And this month, what you said, you've already done 8K with your own offer, which is insane. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, 8K USD.
8K USD. So you're on track to do, bro, you might hit a 30K NZD month this month, to be honest. Like,
that's what we're gunning for. I want to do another 8K this week because we're running ads. But
bro, let's get it. Like, it's actually crazy to see what's possible.
It's all possible. Yeah,
honestly, like, it's wild. But again, this isn't like everyday results. This isn't something every person should expect coming into any type of program. And if you do expect that, you're probably going to be set up for failure because, again, you're going to be expecting these quick results. But as Luke said, as I said, the space is very, very competitive. It's hard. But if you put in the work, you can genuinely see pretty crazy results. But how is making this type of money at 22, 23 years old changed your outlook on work and also change your outlook on money as well? Because that's a big thing that I've personally had as well. But I'm curious to hear your kind of side of things. How is making 20K plus a month consistently change your outlook on money and work in general?
That's a great question. In terms of the way that, okay, there's two things. Firstly, I used to be the type of person who's just like, oh, let me take weekends off. But I genuinely love what I do.
Yeah.
I love it so much,
Yeah.
that I don't want to take weekends off. And I don't feel trapped in anything. And as a result, my relationship with work is just, I just want to work whenever I can. Like I wasn't putting in like huge amount of hours back then, but now I'm putting a lot more because I love it, right? I've just gotten obsessed with it.
Exactly.
So that's on the one thing. What was the way I view money?
Yeah, how's your kind of outlook on work compared to money change? Because I know you already had like a business owner mindset, like you grew up with that mindset from what you've told me. But again, has it even changed your outlook on money, or has it kind of just validated your outlook on money? Because
it's validated it. It's also made me realize how important leverage is because like literally to be able to do a 10K NZD month in my country, it takes you a couple years of grinding corporate, like a decade or 2, 3 decades of grinding corporate. And then with that, I assume that's similar as well in your guys' thing, like 10K.
It's obviously probably a little bit fast tracked, but again, like it would take, you wouldn't be able to do it in like 9 months. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So the thing is, and what I realize, you work corporate.
Yeah.
The income increases. With the income increase, you're working so hard. Of course, you're going to inflate your lifestyle as well. Because why on earth would you take on more hours and more responsibility to live the same life? So now your lifestyle increases. And then with that, it's hard. So firstly, it's harder to escape that. But also, like, where people work so much harder for like 100 for like a 10K NZD month, and it's because they're under leveraged, because they still, you know, they're just kind of like a cog in a machine.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the right word.
of course.
You know, it really made me understand like how important leverage is, because most people are extremely under leveraged, and even like with sales, like sales is great. You know, I have friends who've done huge months, but you're still under leveraged to a degree. But also like the degree to it is pretty crazy. Like, you know, the average corporate person works, let's say, like 10-hour days.
Yeah.
My mentor as of current, although very, very expensive, does like $1.7 million in commissions NZD like a month. So $17 million in commissions New Zealand in a month, working the same amount of hours as what a corporate person would.
Crazy,
so it's really made me realize how important leverage is. But it also, it might be bad, but I also don't value money as much. I value money, but I don't really care that much about whether I make a shit ton or if I lose money, because I know what I need to do now.
Exactly. I think that also comes with confidence in your skill set, right? Like, you know that you've got the skill to make 20K a month, right? You like, the skill doesn't disappear. It's not like, I don't know, an investment where if you invest in, you know, Berkshire Hathaway 50 years ago, you know, you're maybe up, you know, a couple $100,000 today, whatever. But you haven't built a skill with that. Like, you've built a skill that is going to stay with you forever. It's like learning how to ride a bike, right? Once you learn sales, it doesn't just disappear. Obviously, you've got to keep it sharp, keep it, et cetera, et cetera. But again, it's just like picking up a bike after 10 years. You can get into it way, way quicker. And I think once you've built that skill, it's just instant leverage in my eyes. Like, compared to obviously the normal 9 to 5. If we want to go into like the whole business route, going, you know, scaling that, again, that's a completely different story, and you can build more and more leverage there. But I think high ticket sales leverage wise is just insane compared to a normal job. And I don't want to glaze too hard, because obviously there's downsides, you know, working every day, hard times, no guaranteed income, that type of thing. But again, with risk comes reward. As you've found out, you've got both sides of it. You've had the risk, you've had the reward. So that's honestly really good insights for everyone. But yeah, what would you say to someone who maybe is thinking about getting into high ticket sales and just feels kind of overwhelmed with the whole space, or just unsure on where to start? Just like as a person to person type of thing, not even trying to prop up the mentorship or anything like that, but like just as like a person to person. If you were to look back at yourself and, you know, answer this question, kind of what answer would you give?
Yeah. I would look, everything's going to be overwhelming. Every single business model out there is overwhelming. And then you have like multiple people that you watch on YouTube who all have like their own different way of doing things, and that gets even more overwhelming. I would say the biggest needle mover that someone can leverage or whatever is just taking imperfect action.
Yeah.
Because eventually, if you're just gonna consistently throw throw, you know, shots at targets, even if it's not perfect, something's gonna hit. Something's gonna hit that bullseye. And that's like the biggest thing within business. Let's say it's making content, let's say it's sales, whatever it may be. It's just prioritizing that imperfect action. So I would say, like, look, you can be overwhelmed, but like if you just take action in a week, you're not going to be nearly as overwhelmed.
Of course. So imperfect action, just moving the needle, trying to move the needle, trying to do something rather than just sit and wait. I agree with that.
Yeah, just being proactive instead of I think we actually spoke about this, you know, just being, sorry to interrupt you as well. So just being proactive instead of being reactive as well.
Yeah, of course.
You know, just like waiting for shit to land in your lap, you know, just take action, man, and see how things are going.
100. No, I honestly agree with that entirely. And I think most people you ask in the online space, or just in business in general, would agree with that statement, that imperfect action is just better than doing nothing, right? Because at least you're trying. But yeah, what would you kind of say to someone who is like, again, looking at high ticket sales with kind of like a scared frame of mind, like where would you get them starting? Like what would you get them doing initially? If you were to look at yourself 12 months ago and be like, okay, this is the first thing you should do. What is that first thing they should do?
Do you say scared frame of mind?
Oh, from like your frame of mind 12 months ago.
Oh. I would say the most important thing in terms of skill set.
Yeah.
I'd say the most important thing that I've noticed is not really using a script, man. Like the faster you learn to not use a script, the better. Because the thing is like we've all had deep conversations. You've had it with your friends, your parents, maybe a girlfriend, maybe an ex-girlfriend now. You know, those conversations are not scripted. And the only way that you get to those deep conversations is by having like a deep listen to what they're actually saying and then generating your own response from that. So I'd say the biggest thing is looking at a script, and I'm doing this myself to this day. I look at the script, I take out a piece of paper, I write out the entire script, and then I ask myself, why am I asking this? Why is this tangible important? Why is this pre-handle important? Why do I say things this way? And I write it out. And after like a week, like you have it memorized. Like I could take closing calls driving now because like I just like I know everything off the top of my head now. Like I don't need to look at anything on a script. And the thing is that it's not a one size fits all. Everyone has a different problem. And if you genuinely actually want to be able to help a person overcome that issue, you need to be able to listen. So active listening is probably the most important thing. And it's still probably one of my main issues.
Yeah.
But just looking at that script and really just understanding why you're asking those questions.
100%. I agree. And again, that ties back to being proactive, right? Instead of reactive, you know, constantly working on your craft, constantly improving stuff, constantly just doing something, you know, imperfect action as well, constantly just doing, finding what works. Obviously, as you said, throwing shit at a wall, seeing what sticks, and just in general being a person who is constantly trying to move, not just someone who's just stagnated and staying still. But again, who would you say high ticket sales is for? Because I've heard people say high ticket sales is for only these types of people. I've heard people say high ticket sales is just for this specific type of person. From your perspective, who is high ticket sales for? And what like personality traits does someone have to display? Or do they not have to display any personality traits? And it's just, you know, if you're wanting to lock in, you're wanting to lock in type of thing.
For sure. So within the current place that I sit in my mindset, I'm a little bit delusional because I do believe I can actually do anything at the moment.
Yeah.
But on that same breath, I still do believe that anyone can do high ticket sales. But there are certain things and certain traits which you have to adopt if you don't already have them. The first one being you have to be the first one being you sorry, I forgot what I was going to say now.
Sorry, bro.
Breaking my heart. Like I actually just forgot. The first one being you have to accept full accountability and responsibility, right? Like we've had this discussion a couple of times. We've obviously had to, you know, bring me back. You are going to get nowhere if you're going to blame the leads. You're going to get absolutely nowhere. Because now that means that you've essentially said that there's nothing that you could have done and you've just externalized it. If you're going to do that, you're never going to improve. So you have to take full responsibility, which is the first one. The second one, I'd say if you want to be successful in it, you need to be congruent in the type of person that you're expecting people to be if you're selling. Especially if you're like selling people into like a new version of themselves, you need to be that version of yourself who doesn't actually give those objections. So for instance, you know, if you get like a think about it objection, you can't overcome that, or you're going to really struggle to if you're the type of person who consistently gives that think about it objection. Oh, I see a pretty cool, I want to think about it. Oh, it's expensive. Oh, I need to speak to my wife. All those same objections, you cannot be the type of person who gives out those objections. And then also I would say, once again, mindset's super important. You can't be, you need to have an abundance mindset. Like you absolutely have to have an abundance mindset. You cannot expect someone to pay for a $5,000 program, whether it be for mentorship, whether it be for helping up a business with something. You cannot expect someone to do that if you yourself can't do that.
I agree entirely.
Yeah, I'd say that. But yeah, I think if you just like take on full responsibility and constantly try to improve,
Yeah,
there isn't really much else.
of course.
I mean,
That's an
yeah, if you
insane
just
level of source. Like that's a crazy level of source, and you guys can use this as literally as a coaching call or a blueprint on how to kind of get into it yourselves if you're not wanting or scared to do a mentorship or something like that. But yeah, if I know I've touched on this and asked this question, but if you were to talk to someone exactly like you 12 months ago, and you could, let's just say you could teleport back to yourself, you could tell them one sentence. What would you tell them before starting high ticket sales? Like one sentence, one liner. What would you say to yourself 12 months ago if you got to teleport back to give them the best chance of success possible?
Oh, bro, I mean, obviously this is for a mentorship call, but I mean, like, I would just say get a mentor, bro. Like, it's the easiest, it's like the highest leverage thing that you could possibly do. Is just get someone to guide you through it. And the best way to think of it is like bring it into like a real life sports analogy, you know. Let's say we've got whether you support All Blacks, South African Springboks, you've got a guy, two people who both want to be experts at rugby, professionals. The one's literally using ChatGPT and YouTube, and the other one's got like an ex-professional rugby player. Like, who's gonna get the better results, man? Like, just think about that logically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the same thing applies. So like it's definitely like the highest leverage thing that you can do. Not only from a skill set wise, but also like let's say someone gets coached by that rugby player, for instance, he's gonna open up doors for you, get you into certain doors, certain conversations, brand deals, stuff like that. And that's exactly what a mentor does. So I mean that's why I consistently reinvest into my own skill set.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I would say is like the biggest.
Awesome, man. That's fire. That's fire. And then obviously biggest lesson, like one lesson that you could take away from the last 12 months of your life, what lesson would that be? If you could keep it with you, share it with everyone you met, what would that big lesson be? It doesn't even have to be about high ticket sales. Like probably it's not going to be about high ticket sales, but general lesson wise, what would it be?
Yeah. It would really just be that the only limitation that you truly have at the end of the day is within your own mind, and that you can really achieve way more than you believe you can.
Yeah.
I'd say it's like the main thing. Like a lot of people have limiting beliefs.
Yeah, for sure. Of course. No, I agree. I've still got limiting beliefs to this day. It's like, could I build $1 trillion company? Probably not.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like not crazy limiting beliefs in that terms of things. But yeah, removing as many limiting beliefs as possible.
It's super important. I mean, for me going, high ticket sales specifically, going from 0 to 10, limiting belief. 10 to 20, limiting belief. I want to do 100K this year. For me to be able to do that, there's limiting beliefs in my skill set, in myself. If I can do this, am I going to be stuck here? It's just stupid doubts, right? You can either choose to listen to it, or you can just choose to, look at life through the lens of, whether you're religious or not, there's a plan for you, and you just need to make it happen.
I agree. Of course. Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure. Are there any closing thoughts or lessons you've learned that you kind of want to add quickly that you don't think you've gone over or anything like that?
On just in general?
In general, we may have covered everything. Like we may have just covered everything, and I think we've covered a good amount. But if you feel like we've missed anything, it's time to add it. Yeah.
I think
you're probably gonna disagree with me on this one.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that you have to be an appointment setter for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Mainly just because I didn't, but also like appointment setting, it's sales, but it isn't real sales. So like I would just say like the quicker you can get into closing, the better.
Yeah. Okay. Just speed to get to leverage.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Corbin?
You mentioned quite a bit, like obviously throughout this past half an hour, or how long it's been just talking, obviously people being able to see picking at your mindset, so-called, as an underlying thing. Now we're talking about 22K in a single month. You mentioned congruency quite a bit. As a result of that, carrying yourself in terms of results on the call, what has that like had an impact on your life outside of money? You know, your schedules, your routines, holding yourself to that. What has been a reflection of that level of congruency that you've had to hold yourself to?
Oh, bro. Can we try and find that photo of me when I first started closing?
Oh yeah, we can put it in.
That's probably gonna be like the easiest way to like answer that, bro. Like I was so fat. Can I try and find this quickly? And then quickly bring this up.
Yeah.
I know I posted it in the Discord and people were laughing the other day. And that's fine because I posted it so people could laugh. But like,
actually, we'll just pop it up. We'll get the editor to pop it up. But like, you guys can see.
Yeah.
You guys will be able to see the difference.
Yeah.
So
huge difference. Huge difference.
Crazy difference. Like, not even funny difference. It's insane.
Yeah, it's sales is really interesting.
Financial wins you've been seeing. It's been physical, it's been mental, it's been even your walk with God. You're religious in terms of that, but carrying yourself throughout the whole core of, you know, in every aspect of your life, you've been able to see results because you've had to hold yourself to the set standard.
Exactly. It's really just a huge self-development journey.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, like it's more so self-development than there is money. I mean, there's huge amounts of money in this industry, but it's massive.
Of course.
The self-development has been massive for me.
100%. I agree. But yeah, man, I think that's probably everything. We've had a great call. It's been great. Check out Luke. We'll drop his socials below. Absolutely crushing it with his own mentorship now, which is sick to see, helping people in the South African market. So if you're a South African in the South African market, working in South African time zones, flip in a message him and see how everything goes. But yeah, that's basically it. Wrapping it up. Great call. Zero to hero within a year. Pretty crazy. And definitely a lot more to come from Luke's side. Again, 100K a month is the goal by the end of year. Big goal, big dreams. And he's going to get there with the mindset that he's got at the moment. I'm a firm believer in that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And that's pretty much it.